Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Sunday morning to you all. Hope you guys are feeling well out there and have had a great weekend. I know I haven't been with you guys since Thursday evening, and honestly, I didn't have any plans to make a video this morning. It was going to be later this evening, but I decided to drop a quick video because it is going to be kind of an active day across the U.S. If you're wondering why you back so early, well, I came back from my camping trip yesterday afternoon. I wanted to get back in time to go to the Gamecocks game, which I did go to, and just couldn't miss that game. If you guys know me, for you folks who've been, watching for a while, who follow me on Twitter, social media especially, know that I'm a big football guy. And just due to the fact that the leaves were past peak, really, the trip was fun. Don't get me wrong, but it certainly, it was definitely past peak. All the colorfulness of the leaves and everything like that certainly was past. So I had a good time. Hung out with my buddy of mine, my brother, and we definitely made the most of it. Drove around the mountains, went to Waynesville, Brevard, but we decided, hey, we want to go and watch this game, and it ended up being the best football game I ever been to, and that's why I sound different this morning. My voice is hoarse, and my voice is certainly feeling it, but anyways, I'm here with you this morning, and like I said, hope you guys have been having a great weekend, and appreciate you guys being patient and just, understanding that, everybody needs a break, and it certainly was a very fun weekend and really capped off last night with a football game. I'm a big Gamecock fan. Best game I ever went to, guys. But anyways, I know you aren't here to hear about football, but we're going to talk a little weather this morning, break it down. Snow ongoing in the northwest and areas in the northern plains. You got a severe weather threat. Kind of day one of a 3-day stretch of severe weather potential. So we'll talk more on that this evening about what's going on forward. If you hear my kids in the background, they are yelling. I got about 4 kids in my house. You're probably going to hear them a lot in this video, but I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep talking. But they're just jacked up this morning. I'm kind of jacked up too on coffee. So if you guys have not subscribed, certainly consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. And if you guys got anything that I can pray over, please put it in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over it, and it gives others an opportunity to do so too. So let's get rocking here, and then we'll let you guys get on with your day. So we're looking at a water vapor loop here. There's a lot going on, but if you look at this, it doesn't really seem like it. I mean, you got a lot of moisture right here in the northern plains. It's snowing. It's going to continue to snow throughout the day. And then ahead of a cold front, you're going to have some moisture return, just enough to provide a little bit of thermodynamics, which is that low-level moisture, the actual air temperature, things like that, to provide a little bit of enough of a juice to the atmosphere to promote a severe weather threat in this area of the country, a day where there's a slight risk. That's level 2 out of 5. And then we're watching a disturbance right here that will create a rainy day for areas of New England. Not a big deal, just some light to moderate rain. It's going to certainly be nap weather when you get out, get out of church, things like that. But certainly just kind of a dreary weekend. I mean, it's Sunday expected here. Going forward, I might have to clear my throat a lot in this video, guys. So please be patient with me. I really appreciate it. A severe weather threat for today. There is a slight risk stretching all the way from areas of Kansas through the far eastern sections of Nebraska. This includes Omaha, places like that. You got a marginal risk to Des Moines, Minneapolis, and then it stretches all the way up into areas of Canada. This is a pretty big cold front, a strong cold front. The way it's digging, it's allowing for pieces of energy to shoot the base of it. So ahead of it, it pulls this rich moisture, creates some kinematics down here. But right here, this is really, if anything, kinematic driven, meaning it's kind of a wind energy event. There's not certainly, where all the dynamics kind of overlap each other. That's where you're going to have the best severe weather threat. But there's not a lot of either one, especially thermos. But certainly a severe weather threat in this area today. Tornado risk, it's there, especially a little bit further north of this risk area where the kinematics are better. But you're going to be dealing with dew points in the 40s and 50s, maybe some 60s down here. But there is a 2% risk of a tornado in 25 miles in a given location. This green area, wind threat, 15% risk of winds pushing 50 knots or higher. It's around 55 to 60 miles per hour. So I really do think we need to watch out for damaging winds. I think that'll be the biggest threat today, guys. Hail threat, 5% risk. A pretty small hail threat today, really. But if you look at watches and warnings, we got a lot of winter weather showing up in the northern plains, the Rockies in general, a lot of winter storm warnings. It's snowing right now. winter weather advisories in these huge state-sized counties in Montana. This stretches all the way to the western Dakotas. Red flag warnings up just for a lot of wind today. It's always dry in the middle of the country, it seems like. So, got to watch out for fires today. I was thinking maybe a couple of days ago Denver could get a little bit of snow, but I think you guys just might stay rain. Temperatures drop off pretty decently tonight after a very warm day today. But it just dawned on me that I did not pull up the temperature map, so I'm gonna have to do that on the fly here in a second. But in the southeast, we'll break it down region to region. You see this low pressure developing off the coast of the southeast. This will continue to kind of churn and move northeast in general. This will kind of swing some showers, maybe a storm into far northeast North Carolina, eastern sections of Virginia, the Delmarva area especially. But outside of that area, maybe an isolated shower or two in the far eastern coast of Florida. Outside of that, maybe some showers in eastern Texas, Louisiana, but just very, very, very chill day of weather. Nice day, too. It'll be warm. If you're waking up with some chilly temperatures, for example, here in Columbia, we're waking up to, the 40s, but the temperature is going to rebound to almost, the mid to upper 70s. Beautiful, beautiful day expected. As far as areas up in the northeast, like I said, the rain, if it hasn't already, because I'm making this video almost 9 a.m. Eastern time, the rain will move into Long Island, New York City, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Southeast Mass throughout the morning hours. By the time it gets to midday, showers continue to kind of move north. It's not going to be, it's going to be a washout, but it certainly is not going to be a day where you get several inches of rain, but it's just going to be a consistent rain. It really is. And this will make it all the way up into Maine. And then we get into the afternoon, evening hours. We're getting into overnight. And then another round of rain might make it to the wee hours of the morning into southern New England, New York City, basically this entire region, Boston, right into here. How much rain could we expect between now and tomorrow morning in the Northeast? Maybe a half inch to an inch of rain in southern New England, like Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Long Island, New York City, maybe a quarter to a half an inch of rain. Certain areas will get pockets of heavier rain, maybe over an inch in certain areas out Nantucket, Cape Cod, places like that. But, it's a nice, just steady, beneficial rain. It really is. So, if we look in the south central U.S., what's going to go on today? We got that disturbance right here, kind of a secondary disturbance. This will bring snow to the Rockies, some snow to the higher elevations of New Mexico, rain to the lower elevations of New Mexico. This was expected. Then maybe sometime around 8, 9, 10 p.m., some storms could fire up. There's a marginal risk down here in Kansas and Oklahoma, central areas of those states. It could get a rumble of thunder tonight if you live in this area of Kansas and Oklahoma right here. But outside of that, I'm not expecting a big severe weather threat down here. Now, up here is a different story. There's a lot going on. There's a low pressure swinging through. Ahead of it, you have enough dynamics to create a severe weather threat. I think most of this will fire up probably around dinner time tonight. And here we go. We'll start the scene right here. You got some storms right here in far eastern North Dakota. Some storms firing up in southwest Minnesota. Some storms down here in Nebraska. If you just happen to get hit by one of these storms, it could be severe. Maybe even a brief tornado threat up here in kind of south central areas of Minnesota. And then as we get into the overnight hours, you watch these little cluster of storms right here. Most people will be asleep at this point, but definitely if you got a weather radio, something like that, certainly keep your ears open to it, turn it up, because there could be some severe weather overnight. I'm not expecting a severe weather outbreak or anything like that, but this is a deepening low pressure and a dynamic setup, and you certainly need to watch out for some severe storms right here. And then just a kind of a cluster of rain in Wisconsin ahead of this, and then this moves on out. But look at all the snow falling on this side of the low pressure where cold air is on the western side. And certainly we look at that. A lot of snow could fall today in Montana, Wyoming, the Rockies of Utah, Colorado. A lot of snow falling around. This isn't uncommon at all. It just happens. Then another system's going to swing through, create a lot of rain overnight for Seattle. But this isn't uncommon at all, guys. Now, I'm going to try to do this on the swing here. We look at temperatures today. Here we go. What are we looking at as far as temperature? Sorry, guys. I guess I'm just a little out of it this morning. Um, Potential high temperatures, we'll stop it right here. I mean, it's going to feel kind of like summer in the middle of the country ahead of this deepening low pressure and this cold front. Temperatures will really rise in this area, and that's why you have a severe weather threat today. I mean, temperature's going to rise close to 90 degrees. I would not be surprised if we have a 90-degree reading and somehow in far southwest, I'm sorry, southeast South Dakota, eastern Nebraska. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all. You watch this area, and there's enough. The temperatures are warming up enough for severe weather, but just the dew points, the moisture at the low levels where we stand. I mean, only dew points in the 40s, 50s, maybe low 60s, but beautiful day in the southeast. You're not dealing with the really warm weather. You're still getting a return flow from that cold front. Several days ago, it was so strong that's still influencing the weather. High pressure still dominating, and just a beautiful day. I mean, only highs in the 70s from Birmingham to Atlanta. I mean, Birmingham might nip 80. 70s in Atlanta to Columbia to Charlotte, and then some cloud cover if you live in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Boston, of the New York City. Cloud cover and rain will keep you guys locked into the 50s mainly. Ohio Valley, beautiful day, warming up into the 70s all the way up into the UP of Michigan in certain areas. So tonight we will discuss the next few days of severe weather. This is tomorrow, huge slight risk for this area of Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. And then for our Tuesday, there's a severe weather threat also. And, we just got to see if this uptrends. I haven't looked much into it. I'll be completely honest with you. This afternoon, I need to dig a little bit more into this. But we'll check this out because it could be an active day. I would not be surprised if even Wednesday, we at least have a marginal risk for areas of the Carolinas as this cold front very slowly kind of progresses east. But that's all I got, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless all y'all. Have a great and awesome Sunday.